So with the wide bevy of films that enjoy setting up the spy movie genre, I thought it was a good time to take a look at this 1991 offering starring Richard Grieco, If Looks Could Kill. When teenager Michael Corbin, along with the rest of his high school French class, set out on a trip to France, he runs headlong into international intrigue. CIA agent Michael Corbin has just been disposed of by the evil forces of Augustus Steranko. When the mistaken identity of the reclusive secret agent leads everyone to believe he is alive and well and still on his way to France, the young Corbin is besieged by both the good guys and the bad guys. British intelligence outfits him with an array of high-tech gadgets, including a red-hot Lotus, packed with all the spy essentials. Meanwhile, Steranko sends more would-be assassins after him, and luring his classmates into a deadly trap. Teaming up with Mariska, who seeks to avenge the murder of her British spy father Blade, Michael sets out to bring down this diabolical villain and his scheme to mercilessly dominate all of Europe. So the film If Looks Could Kill, or Teen Agent as it was known in many foreign territories, was produced by Warner Brothers Pictures on a budget of $12 million, directed by William Deere from a script written by Darren Star, which was developed by Fred Dekker, who gave us the absolutely wonderful Monster Squad. Was not a very good success for the studio because it only raked in about $7.7 million at the box office, and that can be attributed to a couple of different things, including a lot of negative reviews at the time, but also the film was kind of dumped out in March on the same date as two other Warner Brothers movies, so they kind of decided probably to undercut the marketing of this film in favor of other films that were released that weekend and earlier that month. And this film really did suffer, obviously, but it's one of those films that I watched. It was always on TV. This was a movie that always showed up on like a Saturday afternoon on the local station, and I just enjoyed this film all the time. And it's a real kind of shame too here because star Richard Grieco, he had started off on 21 Jump Street and had his own spin-off series called Booker, which tanked the year before this film came out. It was canceled after the first season, and Grieco just never could find that jump start for his career. It's a real sad thing because the guy is really dang good in everything I've seen him in. Booker, he handled that series very, very well. He was just, everything that you have in this film, he brought exactly to that character on that series. And it was also a very action-oriented series with a lot of great things going on. It's a very highly recommended thing for me to go check that out, especially if you can find the original broadcast versions. But If Looks Could Kill is a very fun film, and Richard Grieco really handles this film very well. That I think he's just a very charming and charismatic young actor in this film that just handles and carries all the varying qualities of the film between the humor and the seriousness, the drama and everything, all the action stuff. The guy just handles everything so easily. And his character of Michael Corbin is just an average teenage kid who's into rock and roll and slacking off and just having a good time and everything, and could be a bit of a wise ass, but he's got enough of that endearing charm to really just make him such a likable character that Grieco is definitely having a lot of fun in this film, that he's handling the weight of everything absolutely effortlessly. Every demand that's put upon his shoulders, he handles it with no problem whatsoever, and whenever the role requires him to get a little bit more heated and a little bit more conviction in him to be opposite Steranko, he handles all these beats just perfectly. There's no flaw in his performance in the film. It rides this great line between this clever yet kind of baffled character that has enough street smarts about him in a certain way that he's a clever enough kid when he wants to be, but he's kind of in this type of weird situation where he's not entirely certain, and has this sort of naivete, but he's also sharp enough to be able to kind of work through the situation and kind of come out on top of it. So it's a very sort of subtle type of thing that they got going on in the script, and the thing how they're directing Grieco. Every single thing just kind of makes the character just that much more enjoyable and likable and just engaging in a certain way. Just everything that Grieco does here, he does it so very well. And I just love seeing him in this type of film. Just action movie type of lead. He does it very extremely well. just as he did on Booker, that he can handle himself in a fight, that he's just very much a physical actor. He can throw himself into the stuff. You can see him in the stunts clear as day. Not a lot of stunt double type of work. It just seems like he's doing a lot of this work himself. Just everything he does it so very well. And just if you had a lesser actor, someone just didn't have the right charisma or charm or whatnot, the whole film would just kind of fall flat. But since he's just a very well versatile type of actor, meeting up to the demands of the film, everything works very well. But he's also supported by a great supporting cast in this film. Everyone just has such a gloriously fun time portraying these characters. They're just indulging themselves completely. And you got Gabrielle Anwar here, who a lot of people know from Burn Notice, and you see her in this film. One, she is very young and still very attractive, but she's like possibly the best actress in the whole film, the best acting talent in the whole film, because she's carrying a lot of emotional weight in her performance with the few scenes that she does have, because her father was portrayed by Roger Daltrey in the film, which there is not remotely enough of that character. But because she's holding a lot of weight from that her father was murdered, and she's in this sort of vendetta type of mood and everything, she carries a certain amount of heartwarming weight to her character and everything. There's a highly sympathetic quality to her, that she is a very talented actress, and she really shows it with the emotional depth that she brings to this character of Mariska. And fuck, man, you got a great villain here. You cannot really ask for much of a better villain to be portrayed by Roger Rees than this, because I love this guy. I first saw him back in Cheers. He portrayed the character of Robin Colcord, and obviously Robin Hood. Man is a great fucking comedic actor. The guy just has this great quality about him that he can capture both an over the top character so very well, that just sort of buffoonish type of thing that you saw with him as the Sheriff of Nottingham in Robin Hood Men in Tights. But here he just so perfect as a sort of James Bond-esque type of villain, that he has that great theatrical British quality about him. With his very sophisticated, sort of deliciously evil character, he has so much zeal to what he's putting on screen. He's such a joy to watch in this film, that he's just perfect as a villain for this film. It's great that this film has so many straight men, that no one's really playing, very few people are playing an over-the-top character, so there's a lot of straight men in the film, and he has a great quality where he never goes really over the top, but he's got that right presence, that right type of delivery of the lines and everything to really sell that it is still a comedy, but it's still a serious villain in a certain way, that this guy is sort of a megalomaniac guy that's just got to be taken down, but he just rides just like Grieco, rides that great sort of line between real type of a comedy, silly character, but also a serious threat to take as a great foil for this whole film and everything. And Linda Hunt does a really great job as Ilsa Grunt in this film, that you got this great dynamic between these two characters, that Steranko is definitely that type of guy. He's a little bit more of a staid hand, that he's not going to kind of go things impulsive and just kill people on a whim or whatnot. But her character is completely that. She's that bloodthirsty assassin in a certain way. And it's great that you have this woman of this very small physical stature that's the most deadly character in the whole film. It's just this great, smart dynamic in a certain way that it's a good type of thing to have with these two characters. They're a little bit at odds in a certain way in their mentalities and everything, so they're always have this friction. And like with Gabrielle Anwar and Grieco, they have great chemistry too. So there's a lot of great chemistry on both sides of the good guys and the bad guys and everything. They really kind of maintain a certain energy and entertainment value with all the interactions between the characters. And they're just, the great supporting cast of the film just keeps going on and on. As I was watching the film again, it's just like this character of Richardson, portrayed by Michael Spilberry. This guy's got the fucking perfect tone for this film. He's just absolutely perfect as this British agent who he's kind of guiding Corbin along through the whole film, and he just got the right reactions to everything. Just this great enthusiasm and just exuberance in a certain way. Just everything he does just hits all the right beats and all the right ways. Just like, I was very pleased with this character. It just stood out a lot for me. And one of the things that this film does so well is just it nicely intermingles all the comedy with the serious spy thriller type of stuff that's going on. That when you see these types of things contrast and collide in the film, that it creates so many great funny moments that just like it could seem slightly over the top, but it's because you got these characters who are just kind of these normal average people who had no idea what's going on, and then you have all these super serious spy people who are just kind of interjecting and pointing guns in people's heads and everything. It creates so many great moments. They're just really funny type of stuff. It just really works very well, adding this contrast of things in the film, and it really does have that lighthearted humor and clever sort of fun with all the gags, setting up the spy genre in certain ways. It's not really a spoof, but it's taking all the conventions and the traditional type of things you see in a spy thriller and just kind of having fun with it. It's playing with it a little bit, just having a good time with this type of stuff. I really like how they work with all the gadgets in the film, where they walking into the whole underground lair and you're seeing all the type of stuff going on in the background, like you'd usually see when James Bond would kind of meet up with Q, and all these gags happening in the background and everything is really fun type of stuff. And when you got the car going down the road and Corbin's trying to open up the window and he keeps flipping all these gears and rockets are shooting out and all this random stuff. It's just like this real fun type of exciting misadventures in certain ways. It's just really fun, delightful type of stuff. I mean, you even got a sort of signature type of henchman in this film who gets his arm mangled and he's got a robot mechanical hand and everything. Very classic Bond-esque type of thing. And of course there's a femme fatale in the film, and one of the most memorable scenes for me is the scene that I've always remembered throughout the years about this film, that this sort of seduction scene in the hotel room. It's a great type of scene that, the lady is hot. She is smoking hot in this film. But it's a great scene. It just starts out very sexy and sensual and everything, and goes into dangerous type of area. Then it goes into comedy, and it pushes the comedy even further. So like there's a scorpion being unleashed upon Corbin, and then he gets up to get a condom, and then the scorpion goes down her dress. So then Corbin looks back in, and it looks like she's dancing sexy and everything, waiting for him to come back in, and then it goes right over the deep end with the whole thing when there's a rocket launcher involved. So this film knows how to build up that type of thing. It builds up to something bigger. It builds up to a larger laugh in a certain way. It does a lot of good, smart things, a lot of clever type of things, in my opinion. It's nothing that's revolutionary. Not going to be the best thing you've ever seen in this type of genre or whatnot, but it's a very fun film that just has a lot of great action, too. It's not chock full of action sequences, but everything it does is very competently done. A lot of gunfire or car chases or whatnot. Just like a lot of very entertaining, exciting type of stuff that just adds all the good elements of the film together, that when it needs to get serious or needs to get action-packed, it maintains that tone very well. And just like the film really shows that, again, Grieco is a natural at this type of stuff. When you see him in the third act of the film, the climax where he's running around with a machine gun and everything, the guy just looks natural in that type of way. It just looks like this guy should have been some type of an action star or whatnot, but it just, like I said, never really got that career jumpstart success for himself, which I can't really understand, because the guy at the time he seemed like lightning in a bottle in certain ways. Like, this guy he's got a great marketable look. The guy's got everything going for him, and he just couldn't find success in that type of way. And it just very, very unusual that it didn't happen for him. Just don't know why it didn't go off. Maybe it was just, again, released at the wrong time of year. Maybe it was a summer release with a bit more of a marketing muscle behind it. Could have done better, but whatever the case, Grieco didn't get there, and neither did this film. But I still think If Looks Could Kill is a good, entertaining flick. You'll have a good time watching this. It's a good 90-minute type of runtime to have a fun time with, Just one of those films that is just like, it doesn't have to be amazing, doesn't have to be the best thing that's ever been made in the genre, but it's a good watch. It's a fun thing to watch. You'll probably get a little bit of entertainment value. It's not bad at all. I don't dislike it. It's probably not as good as I kind of thought it might have been from my memory and everything, but it's still a fun flick. So I highly recommend it. Definitely check it out. It's definitely on the Warner Archive Manufacture on Demand. But I would definitely say check it out. Have a fun time. I think that's a good thing. It was always nice to find a film that was nice and fun. It wasn't great, but it still achieved a certain level of success with its ideas and everything. But obviously, could have done. There have been so many other spy genre send-ups and comedies and whatnot that have just kind of pushed the boundaries and gone way all over the top and gone for broke and everything. But this one was nice and restrained, and it achieved everything that it set out to do with its script. So definitely go for it. I definitely recommend it. So that's all I got for you this time. If you've seen If Looks Could Kill, I would definitely enjoy hearing your comments about it. If you watched the original 21 Jump Street series or the Booker's spin-off, definitely post your comments below, because again, I really enjoyed the Booker series. I've got the DVD set, which is kind of incomplete and missing songs and everything, but regardless of that, you can find original broadcast masters in certain places online if you want to. But regardless of that, fun stuff. So post your comments below if you enjoyed things. Thumbs up would be appreciated, and definitely share some links around, and I'll be back in due time. It was a bit of a tough thing this week, trying to get myself back into a good state of mind and good state of energy and everything. Just felt really run down and just not feeling it with a lot of films I was trying to watch for this weekend. But this one hit the right marks, because nice fun film, not too challenging, and just like, just lay back and have a good time. So hope you guys enjoy things, and I'll be back as soon as I can with another review for you guys. And not going to say what, but I have a lot of notes from half-watched films this week to get into. So take care. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.